Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to Daily's 2A News. Do you guys ever have a thought where you're thinking about something that nobody's talking about and you wonder if other people are thinking the same thing? Well, today that's what I want to talk about. I want to talk about a thought that I've been having lately and kind of get your guys' input and feedback on it. So let's get started. So I've had this idea in my head, this thought that's been rolling around for years, but I haven't seen anybody really talk about it. So I figured I'd bring it up so that it's been talked about. But I see states like California, New Jersey, New York, Massachusetts, Illinois, Hawaii, and other states that are passing these unconstitutional laws against the Second Amendment, and I see them do it without any care to the Constitution at all. I mean, they must know that these laws have a pretty good chance of being overturned. And I started thinking about, why is that? I mean, how can they spend their time, their money, and their effort in passing something that's totally unconstitutional? Well, it's, I think, because they're actually using the court system to their advantage in a way that it wasn't intended to be used for. So the courts are there to litigate things, right? Well, what I think they're being used for by these different states is simply a delay tactic. They know that they can pass whatever law that they want, okay? Anything against the Second Amendment they want. And unless a federal judge steps in early in order to stop them from doing that, it's got to make its way through the court system. And that could take years. The courts are super backed up right now. They have a lot of cases in front of them. And then there's always these appeals, right? So if they pass a law that's unconstitutional and it goes through the court system and then it gets appealed here and appealed there, and then it gets heard by a 3-judge panel, and then that gets appealed en banc, and then you have to wait for that. And then after that comes down, then they could still appeal to the Supreme Court. I mean, you're talking a long period of time where an unconstitutional law is going to stand in any particular state without anybody having the ability to do anything about it. So they're manipulating and using the court system to pass whatever they want and know that nobody can do anything about it without a federal judge. I mean, think about what New York State did recently in the New York State Rifle and Pistol Association v. New York City, where New York City simply changed the law a little bit. They changed the law a little bit, and then the Supreme Court went ahead and they kicked the case back down to the lower courts because the law wasn't the same as it was when it was originally brought to the Supreme Court. Now New York gets to keep that law in place, which is still unconstitutional, but it was changed a little bit so that it's not being heard at the Supreme Court. Now, if they change it back again, guess what? They have to go all over again. So since New York City changed the law a little bit, if they ever decide to do anything like that again, it's got to be a new lawsuit. That lawsuit has to go back through the entire process and then back up to the Supreme Court if it's not, completed earlier at one of the lower courts or a circuit court or something like that. But it's just a massive delay tactic. That's all that this is. Our states are not bound by law because law is delayed, and justice is delayed for those people that are injured by these laws. So for those people like us that live in states that are restrictive and are clearly doing things that are unconstitutional, our justice is delayed by that. And since the courts are so backed up and that justice is delayed for so long, there may be a time where we don't even ever see justice. And it's all because they know that they can use the courts to simply pass whatever they want and then just take their time and make some small modifications and changes. And now years down the road, we're still suffering under these states that have unconstitutional laws. So again, it's just one of those things that I know it's kind of a short video and kind of an odd video. It's not really like about 2A News, but it's just one of those thoughts that I've been rolling around that I thought if I put out there, I'm sure other people have to be thinking the same thing. There's got to be other people that can clearly see what's going on here. It's not a matter of states passing laws knowing that they're constitutional and they're going to stand up at court. They know they're not going to stand up in court, but they don't care because it's going to take so long. So anyway, if you guys have been thinking the same thing, leave a comment down below and let me know what your thought process is on it. Or if there's anything that you've been thinking that you don't see anybody else talking about, maybe I'll talk about it here on the channel. So anyway, I want to thank you all very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, subscribe, and have a great day.